Hello, welcome to Focus. I'm your host, Mark Warnock, and today we're here with Jeff McKenna from Racing to Save Lives. Thanks for giving us some time to talk, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm doing terrific. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I learned about your organization from some of the race car drivers from Stafford Speedway and from go-karts, which I'm a part of his work on as well.
Mhm.
And it's always been a program that I've heard about but didn't really know much about. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about it. So that's why I had you come on. So
Fantastic.
can you tell us a little bit about what Racing to Save Lives is?
It is a collaboration between two prevention organizations. One is the Hero Project located in Bethel, Connecticut, and the second is Woodbury Bethlehem Advocates for Substance Abuse Prevention in Woodbury and Bethlehem.
Alrighty. So how did you yourself get involved in the project?
I'm president of the Hero Project, and one of the founders lost his nephew, who was a BMX racer, in 2016. So originally the plan was to just sponsor a BMX team, which came to fruition, but the only rider was myself, and I was injured in 2019. So that season didn't really begin till 2020. And we were also with ASAP, we had a couple in-town events where Santino Ferrucci was able to attend, and noticing how the youth reacted to them or to him was something that caught my attention, and I wanted to do something a little bit more local. So I started watching some of the drivers at Stafford and Waterford, um, and one name kept coming up, and it was George Bissett. So we agreed to sponsor him in 2020, um, and we all know how that went. We had the shortened season,
Yeah.
but it worked out. I mean, they were able to pull together an iRacing season, which George participated in. So we were getting our name out there to that audience. And then when real racing started to happen, things really took off for that. Now, George is friends with Nick, who you know from go karting.
Mm-hmm.
And um, George's sister reached out or shared with me a post he had at the end of last year. He was going to go to a big race in Poughkeepsie. He was looking for sponsors. We had a couple $100 left over in our budget that we had to spend. So did a test with him, and not only did he do phenomenal at that race as far as representing us, but he went to other races beyond our agreement and kept going with Racing to Save Lives. So when he did his proposal for this year, he was an easy yes.
That's great. So tell me a bit more about the Hero Project. Like, what it actually is it, and how, and what is it about?
That began, like I said, when the founder lost his nephew. And HERO is an acronym for Heroin Education to Resist Opiates. So we did some out of the box type of events where we could educate parents, kids, uh, grandparents, even um, what to look for as far as youth misusing substances. We've had hidden in plain sight type events where they could see where the kids are hiding their stuff and things like that. Most of it was just educating people as much as we can, just to make sure or try our best not to have somebody else pass away because of this. And ASAP is the same basic mission as a local prevention council. That's what we're supposed to do. Um, and Hero's been in existence really since January 2016.
So, like you were talking about earlier, with we all know with the COVID situation and the racing
Mm-hmm.
seasons being all over the place, basically. Uh, what have you guys seen as like the response to having your names on a race car or a go kart? How's that like boosted your guys' like eye space? I guess is the word I'm trying to look for.
Our exposure, yeah.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank
It's
you. I
actually
couldn't think of
worked
the
out
word.
pretty well in all three forms of racing. Youth, parents, and adults who may not have children or people that are use problems will come to us and ask for advice or where can I get help or things of that nature. Um, and we're with especially with George and Nick, they have such a great rapport with the young kids and things that it's so easy to give gentle advice to those folks, and more often than not, they will message our page, and I can get into it a little bit deeper with them. So the pandemic, as far as that goes, that didn't really hurt, and it was good that that exposure was there, because there were quite a few that have really jacked up drinking, trying cocaine, trying other things that normally they probably wouldn't have. They might have been like dipping into marijuana a little bit, but
Mm.
just because they're bored, trying
Yeah.
something a little stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I've heard a lot of that with folks that like just because there's been nothing else to do, people just been doing whatever, and it just kind of
Right.
like snowballs. So if someone wanted to
It
get more
does.
information about you guys, like where would they go to find the information about all three of the organizations?
All three are on Facebook. The Hero Project's page is the Hero Project Inc. ASAP's is ASAP Advocates for Substance Use Prevention, and Racing to Save Lives is Racing to Save Lives. Hero Project has its own website, hero.org. ASAP has Woodbury Bethlehem ASAP.org, and we don't have one for Racing to Save Lives yet, but we hope to.
All right. So is there any like if people wanted to volunteer with your organization, like is there ways to do that, or is it you guys just basically just a Facebook kind of
Oh
thing?
no, we're you know before the pandemic we were
Okay.
totally in the public a lot. So yeah, we do need volunteers. Once things start to open up again and events start to happen, oh absolutely, we're going to need some help. They can reach out to me directly by email, racingrev94@gmail.com, and we'll plug you in wherever you want to be.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then I'll have all this information to be either on the bottom of the screen or at the end of the segment. We'll have all that info for you if you guys are looking for it. So the last question we like to ask everybody, or I like to ask everybody because I'm the only person doing the interview. uh, what is the one thing that you're most thankful for during this time?
That we're here. And it sounds bizarre because people think, how can he answer like that with everything shut down? But we were still here. And because of the virtual world that we live in now, we were still accessible. So I'm thankful for that.
That's great. That's awesome. So, Racing to Save Lives, we'll see you guys on the quarter panel of George Bassett's car at Stafford Speedway and wherever else he races.
He's actually
I know
got
he
us
goes all over
on
the
the
place.
trunk.
Oh, okay.
No, he's got us on the trunk. And that's on purpose. So you can see us from the grandstands.
Oh, there you go. That's good good marketing right there. It's a good. It's got some knowledge there. It's a good one. And I know Nick Ferlino is going to be racing a bunch of kart races around, so you'll see that as well. But definitely go check him out on Facebook and all the other places.
Yep.
Thank you for giving us some time to talk about your organization, and we'll be back with more next time here in
Thank you.
Focus.